Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Wow.
I'm out of there. No way. I'm just a puke person.
Yeah, you don't like it. You're not a puke person. You just don't like it.
What did I say?
That you're a puke person.
Yeah, but I have a problem with really like the puke.
Gross.
Maybe Jimmy Fallon in this movie really
Gross,
is a puke
gross,
person, 'cause he was
gross.
totally fine with it. Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
And if you found us here, you probably love romantic comedies. We do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have
Fever Pitch.
And it is Listener Request Month. We actually just got a message from Jenny on Instagram. You can follow us, by the way, at Romcom Rewind. We're also on TikTok at Romcom Rewind. But Jenny said, hi, love your podcast. It's how I start my work week every Tuesday. Thank you so much. She said, not sure if you're still taking requests, but will you or can you do 10 things I hate about you?
She is in luck.
Jenny's in luck because we had already actually planned that. Somebody else had suggested 10 things I hate about you, and we said yes. That's going to be next week, though. This week, it was a request from Trisha on our Instagram. Wanted Fever Pitch. And by the way, if you want to reach out on Apple Podcasts, you can do that. You can just leave a review and say whatever you want. Hopefully it's nice things. And it's a 5-star. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts or follow us on Spotify. So Fever Pitch is a 2005 romantic comedy directed by the Farrelly brothers.
I feel like I recognize the name, but like, what else have they done?
Hall Pass.
Oh, okay, that was a good one. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that movie.
Shallow Hal.
Oh, yeah.
Kingpin.
I
Dumb
haven't
and
seen that
Dumber.
one. Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
There's Something About Mary.
Oh, that's a good one.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Holy jumping, yeah. They're kind of like a little bit of a Judd Apatow. Like, not...
Maybe like mid 90s Judd Apatow. Or like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Fever Pitch is the story of Ben Reitman, played by Jimmy Fallon. I think he's a math teacher in Boston.
It seems that way, yes, yep.
And he ends up taking a few promising students on a field trip where he meets business executive Lindsay Meeks.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't actually know what she does.
Yeah, we just know that she she does something with math, and she is a very high up person.
Yes,
She's with numbers and stuff. That's played by Drew Barrymore, is Lindsay. So Ben and Lindsay, they kind of hit it off in that first meeting. Sparks fly. They have a very quick meet cute. It's literally in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
They begin dating. Things are going literally perfect. There's not a single thing wrong with Ben Reitman, we think, until Lindsay learns that Ben is a Boston Red Sox super fan. We're not just talking that he likes the Boston Red Sox. He goes to every single Red Sox home game. He watches, we think, every single game. He'll PVR it. It is the biggest part of his life.
It is.
And this story is kind of them navigating that strange part of the relationship. And just for context, if you're not into baseball, I don't really like baseball.
I love baseball.
We'll get into it. There are 162 Major League Baseball games in a season, meaning that 81 of which are home games. So theoretically, Ben Reitman is going to be at a Boston Red Sox game 81 days of the year. 365 days in the year, 81 of them. He's going to physically be at Fenway Park. That's not including playoff games.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not including playoff games.
No, that's regular
okay.
season, baby.
Right, yep. Mm-hmm.
It can put a strain on a relationship, I guess.
It could, potentially, yeah.
Lindsay Meeks has never met a guy quite like Ben.
All right, Lindsay, so what's the matter with this one? I'm about to turn 2010, and instead of becoming more open and available, I'm becoming less open.
All the guys you date are competitive and successful. It's like you're dating yourself.
Ding, ding, ding.
This guy has got such a good vibe. I really think you've got something here.
Me too.
Something's not quite right.
Robin, there is a reason this Ben guy is still single.
I'm really gonna take a chance now. Lindsay, will you go to opening day with me?
Yes.
She knows he's a fan.
Where do the Sox rank in your life?
I say Red Sox!
and breathing. Can you believe
I mean, if you find the right girl who loves baseball just as much as you do, then I mean, you're golden.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually. Not to jump too far ahead, but he should just date one of the people who also has season tickets to the Red Sox.
Yeah, like he has a full stadium to ask.
Yeah, how many people in that? Like 50,000 people, maybe
Yeah, at
more that you
least.
can. Yeah,
You can pick and choose from.
What are your thoughts on Fever Pitch?
It's actually pretty good. I saw it when it first came out. I thought it was good. I like baseball, so I thought it was a really cute twist on a rom-com to throw in a baseball part to it.
A curveball?
A fastball?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, going in, I didn't have too many expectations or too high expectations. So it's one of those movies that you can just put on and enjoy. You're not expecting too much from it. It's not going to deliver too much for you. It's just one of those good rom-coms that you can watch on a Saturday or Sunday night.
It's a really weird sell.
I know.
It's not too hot. It's not
like
too cold.
It's like
It's kind of beige. Like, are you selling a used car? I don't know.
But it's still upbeat, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was cute. There's nothing wrong with it. It was cute.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta say, the biggest takeaway for me in this movie is, why did Jimmy Fallon stop doing movies? And I mean, obviously, the answer to that question is he's doing a late night show.
I was going to say, I think,
obviously.
yeah, he's doing that.
Can I state an unpopular opinion right off the top?
Sure.
I don't love his late night show.
Okay, so I love Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And I know you don't, and
But
I'm sad about it.
Here's the asterisk there, Sarah. It's not that I don't like Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
I just don't like how he is on the late night show. This movie, I found his character to be so endearing. He's a good teacher. He's charming. He's funny. He's not super attractive, but like, hey, he gets by on the, oh, this guy is kind of lovable. And he just happens to have an extremely bizarre and time-consuming hobby where he's obsessed with the Boston Red Sox. And like, the thing is, it's a little bit relatable in that you know people with like extremely strange hobbies that it's like, oh my God, you cross-country ski every single day in the winter. How many days is that? Oh my God, and you golf every day in the summer. So like, your hobby is taking over so much of your life, and they just happen to find somebody who's cool with it. So maybe not baseball, but it is kind of a transferable topic of discussion.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of, and I think music does that for certain people,
Sure.
and sports does that. So
everybody has their thing.
Yeah.
It's just
music,
his thing is the Boston Red Sox, and it does
Yes.
take up a lot of his time.
It does.
I was walking into this movie thinking like, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
But, like,
you did.
Yeah. His character was extremely endearing. I quite liked him. Drew Barrymore was solid.
Oh, Drew Barrymore. Yeah, she's always great. I do really like Drew Barrymore. She has her quirks, like she bites her lip in a certain way, or she smiles kind of sideways, or talks out of, like just the way she does certain things. I'm like, oh, that is such a Drew Barrymore thing. Like, that is just so her.
Yeah.
I love her.
But I also don't love baseball. So if you're listening to this podcast thinking, I hate baseball, this is not relatable to me, trust me. It is a good love story. So this movie starts off with Ben and some students.
Yeah, so he comes into our work, like you said, with some promising students that he teaches, which is funny because I'm pretty sure they're in like grade 6 and they're promising.
Hey, they can still be promising, Sarah.
Well, maybe they're on their way to be geniuses. And again, I don't really know what she does, but she's smart and seems very successful.
Yeah.
So it is pretty uneventful. They're meet cute. The kids he teaches actually have to point out to him that, oh my God, she's so smart, she's so pretty, you should go for her. All the while, like, the same thing is happening with her. She realizes, she goes, oh my God, he was kind of cute. Oh, but he's just a teacher.
He's just a teacher. Wah, wah, wah. Hold on, though. She
Yeah.
does have a moment right off the top where her assistant comes in and is like, hey, today's the day where those students are coming
yes.
to the workplace. And she's like, oh, no. Drew Barrymore has the exact same reaction that every single person has to students coming into the workplace.
That teacher's here with those kids. What? That teacher you talked to on the phone about coming in, having a tour? Oh God, that's today? They're here. Oh, no. Okay, just pretend that you're me and take them around and... Hi! There they are.
Ben Reitman, we talked on the phone. Nice to meet you.
Yes, I've been waiting for you. Hi, I'm Lindsay Meek.
I don't know. For whatever reason, my workplace tends to be desirable for like schools to do tours, and we always love.
Well,
the
yeah,
tours,
it's a radio station.
But yeah. But
Come
at the same
on.
time, there's a span like just like this, like 10 minutes before they get there, that somebody's like, hey, by the way, the kids are coming through, and everybody's like, Oh, God. I got my slippers on already, guys. The kids are... Who's doing the tour? I'm doing the tour? Oh, God. I don't have time for this.
But just think, you're making their day.
You're
and that's
molding
pretty
minds.
darn cool.
Yeah, 100%. It is great. But just her reaction to, can you do the tour? Can you do the tour?
Actually,
oh, no.
I believe she said, can you pretend to be me and just walk them around?
That's right.
That's what she said.
That's right, yeah.
Just pretend to be me and bring them around and show them everything.
So then after the meet cute, Lindsay says no. She doesn't want to go on a date with him.
Yeah.
And we learn later she's chatting with her friend group. And they're talking about how, and this I think is a larger question of, what is the deal with women being more successful with men? And do you think that stigma is gone? I'm hoping it's kind of antiquated, because they're saying like, oh, well, you always date type A personalities and guys who are as successful as you, and he's a school teacher, so he's got a very small salary. And that was like a problem.
It was, yeah. I think for the guy, it would make them feel, or it could make them feel a little bit of a less of a man.
100%.
Because you're not
think,
making as much as the woman.
Yeah, that was, I think, the case previously. I'm just saying, like, is that still a thing where guys are like, no, she makes more money than me?
Maybe. I think so. It probably is. Yeah, like I'm sure it is. Hopefully not as much.
I was going to say, hopefully
as terrible
not
as it is to say. Like, I think it still happens, yeah.
It's just such a twisted thought process. Like, you should be celebrating each other's victories.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter, yeah, more money. Good for you. That's awesome. Like, you should be proud. Hey, this person's so successful. Somebody's paying them more money.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, and it's a combined partnership, right? Like you said, you celebrate each other's successes, and there's different points in your life. Maybe at one point, one of the people make more money than the other, and then it flips. 10 years down the road, you never know what happens. So she finally does give him a shot, though, much to her friends trying to convince her otherwise. He shows up to her apartment for their first date with flowers and just really looking cute and everything. And oh my God, not what you want to happen on a first date. She answers the door and then goes running into the bathroom and to puke because she has food poisoning.
Yeah, she ate somewhere not good.
He could just leave and awkwardly reverse out of the door and peace out. But instead he stays and is very sweet. He gets her in her PJs, gives her Gatorade, brushes the dog's teeth, which is kind of weird. Where did that happen?
Yeah,
cleans the bathroom, which is super nice. I don't think I would ever do that for somebody who I'm on a first date with. Possibly the least romantic things on a first date. I feel like he would be a keeper just after doing all of that.
First of all, I think I'm going to completely disagree. Everything you just said is strange. That's
Why?
weird.
Oh, I mean, it's a little odd.
Definitely odd. 100% of the time,
though.
if I show up for a first date and she's like, oh, I'm not feeling well, and she runs to the bathroom to puke, I'll be like, hey, are you sure you're okay? She'll be like, yeah. Okay, bye. I'm getting the hell out of there. You
wouldn't make sure that I was okay. I'm just picturing myself in this situation. You wouldn't stick around to be like, hey, are you okay? Is there anything I can get for you?
I might say that, hoping you're going to say, no, I'm fine, and then I'm off scot-free. Goodbye.
Wow.
I'm out of there. No way. I'm just a puke person.
Yeah, you don't like it. You're not a puke person. You just don't like it.
What did I say?
That you're a puke person.
Yeah, but I have a problem with, really like the puke.
Gross.
Maybe Jimmy Fallon in this movie really
gross,
is a puke person because he was totally fine with it.
I thought it was cute. I mean, I think it shows that he is very sweet and willing to go the extra mile for somebody. Okay, so let's talk about pet peeves. There is one pet peeve that she brings up. Is a lot. So they're at lunch and
they're on a second or third date.
Yeah.
She reveals that her friends call her the seagull,
and she can do a really
that.
good interpretation or impersonation of a seagull.
Drew Barrymore does an amazing caw.
She does.
It was really good.
It was really good.
Okay, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I'm really, really sorry.
Actually, I'm sorry. I ate everything cool. I just left you a pile of sauce. So.
That's okay. Actually, I'm the worst. I eat off everybody's plate. In fact, my friends, they call me the seagull.
Oh, hi, Seagull.
It was like, I mean, I don't know if they dubbed that, but it was really good.
Ben, Jimmy Fallon, kind of throws a fry up and she grabs it out of the air just like a seagull. It was kind of creepy. That is, I would say, top 3 biggest pet peeves. That's like the first date, you're puking everywhere, and now you're eating off my plate. No. This is done. It's over.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess that's like quite eventful few dates. Yeah, you find out he's finding out some big things about her, eh?
Well, he's cool with it, and some people are cool with people
Yes.
eating off
Well,
plates,
I think he's got a bigger secret, so I think somebody eating off of his plate is the least of her worries.
Yeah.
But I don't like it either. Like, I'm ordering my food so that I can eat it. If you wanted what I wanted, then you should have ordered it as well. Although I do.
You eat off my plate.
Okay, well, I don't eat off of your plate. I ask you if I can have a bite or like a piece, and you give it to me. I don't pick it off of your plate. I think that's gross.
Oh, yes. What's that? I feel like that episode from Friends where Joey's on a date and a girl does that. She like grabs something.
Oh, yes. And I think he gets up and leaves.
He's like, Joey doesn't share food is kind of the line.
Oh, thank God you're here. Listen to this. So Joey and my friend are out last night. They're having dinner, and she reaches over and takes a few of his fries. Oh, no. What? You know about the plate thing? Oh, yeah. No, Joey doesn't share food.
So it turns out that Lindsay's friends love him.
Well, he nails it the first time he's in the friend group.
Absolutely. And I think that's big, right?
It is big. He's charismatic. And this was part about Jimmy Fallon where I'm like, man, you should just do more movies because, like, he was very seamless. He felt very comfortable. He felt like a real guy who just happened to be a little bit charming and a little bit funny.
They think he's a really great guy, and they're really happy for her. However, still, the girls think that it's weird that he's still single, and they're wanting to figure out why he still is. I mean, we soon find out why.
I hate that, though.
And so do I. I mean, I think now it's 2021. Who cares?
Yeah, so it's the thought process that, like, somebody can't be single into their 30s unless there's something wrong with them.
Right.
Is kind of what's implied.
And I don't like that either.
And that's still a thing. Like,
Yes.
people all the time, you know, somebody goes out on a date and it's like, oh, he's great, but, like, he's 31 and he hasn't been married before. Or, like, maybe he has, maybe he's been divorced, maybe he has 5 kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you just assume the worst all the time if somebody's single in their 30s.
Yeah, or like, oh my God, he's never been in a serious relationship before.
Right, what's wrong with him?
Oh my gosh, like why? Well, I don't know. Maybe he is a free spirit. Maybe he went traveling. Maybe he just didn't want a relationship. Who knows?
Or why don't you just go on a few more dates?
See if you like him.
Eventually, see if you like him. And eventually, if there's something weird, it'll come out. If not, hey, you got a winner. Good job. Good for you.
And if not, you make your choice. You can date him or you don't. You don't have to listen to anybody else.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good for Lindsay, though, in the movie. She's just like, yeah, cool. Like, I like him. I don't care. And her friends are like, yeah, but like, oh my gosh, so-and-so, she found in his closet toenails and what was it? Toenails
no.
and
He was he was keeping his hair or something like that.
Yeah, toenails and hair. Right.
He was like putting it in Ziploc bags or something like that.
Yeah, it's a garbage bag full of toenail clippings and his hair.
Yeah. No, wasn't it her hair?
No, I don't
it was
think
his
so.
hair.
I think so.
Either way, creepy.
Very
no
creepy.
matter whose hair it is.
Yeah.
If you're keeping
yeah.
hair, it's a problem.
Totally. Yeah, regardless.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whose it is.
It could be the dog's hair or the cat's hair. It's just weird to keep.
It is weird. Yeah. Ew, gross. So gross. Ugh. So they've been dating for a while now, and they seem to have a really, really good time. I think this is because it's still winter. Everything's going so well because he doesn't have to go to the games. And it's kind of like cuffing season.
Yeah,
right?
He was free from the games, so he got into a relationship.
Yes, and then come April, when opening season started, it was either she got on board or it was kind of it.
Surprise.
And springtime was coming, and that meant a lot of baseball. And he proposes to her.
Lindsay, will you go to opening day with me?
So he kind of revealed to her, he's like, hey, like, I'm a big Red Sox head, and they're in a park.
See, when I was a kid, I moved here from New Jersey. I didn't have any friends or anything, and so my Uncle Carl started taking me to Fenway Park. I got lost in the game. I mean, the ballpark, and the people, the color, the sounds, smells.
And I think she thinks he's proposing.
I mean, I'll be honest. I checked out the ring box and I was like, it's not big enough to have the ring in there.
Not big enough?
Like not tall enough. Not tall enough.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's not a ring.
What?
Yeah, you gotta check that out.
God, women notice things. That's wild.
We're observant. That's what that's called.
Are you saying men are stupid because
man eyes?
Yeah, I'm just sure. I'm not going to disagree with you on that statement. Men
Sometimes
are idiots?
you'll go to
Yes.
the cupboard and be like, I'm not gonna use my man eyes. I have heard you say that before.
Yeah. Because I know this. As soon as I say, "Hey, I can't find it," you're gonna be like, "Are you using your?"
Okay,
man
I
eyes?"
don't say that.
Yeah, you do.
I don't say it like that.
Well, you don't say it like that, but you do. That's
I was
how
gonna
I
say
hear it.
that's a lot.
That's how I hear it.
And I don't say it like every day. I just say, "Oh, like take another look. It's in there." And then sure enough,
Okay.
I found it. You know it's true.
I actually thought the baseball proposal was kind of adorable.
Oh, it's super cute.
I mean, it's
That's
adorable if he wasn't an absurd psycho fan on the side.
Yeah.
Like if I just had Toronto Raptors opening day tickets and I proposed to you with them, that's kind of cute. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't go to every game, so it's like it's whatever.
Yeah, once in a blue moon kind of thing, you know.
It's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
He's just crazy, and we don't know that yet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So to her, it was still really cute because it is cute.
That's sweet.
But little does she know that she's fighting over the second ticket with 4 other people.
Yeah. He does those drafts where people decide
Right?
which games they're going to him with.
Okay, so Lindsay invited Ben to meet her parents, which he says he can't go because he has a tradition with his friends to go down to Florida for spring training for the Red Sox. He adds that they watch the practices, they scout the players, and the plays that they should keep and which ones they should ditch. And Lindsay replies, "Oh, so you help them pick the plays for them? Like you're really involved in this?" And he goes, No.
It's not how it works. But if they ever ask me, I'd know.
Yeah, and it's just like he is just such a diehard Red Sox fan and is obsessed. If you were in that position, would you miss meeting her family so you could go to spring training? Like if you had something that you did every single year that was a passion of yours, like a diehard passion of yours, with your friends, like a fishing trip, let's say, and you always went on the same weekend and blah, 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 and, you know, somebody new in your life is asking you to go and meet their parents for the first time. It's a big deal. What would you do?
You're really implying what the answer should be
No,
here.
I'm
You're
just
not hiding.
I am
Oh,
just.
okay. You don't think you're implying, but you're implying very heavily,
sorry.
Sarah. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you and say it depends on how serious you think this relationship is.
Ooh,
Because if
good- no,
you
good
think
point,
this
good
is
point.
the one, you need to make that first good impression.
Yes.
If you think this is just a winter fling, who cares? It's fine.
That's a really good point. And I think we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but he does make it up to her.
He does.
He does. And to her parents, which is, yeah. We do kind of get a little clip on TV of him in Florida, and he is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They're like, how important are the Boston Red Sox to you? And he's like, it goes Red Sox, sex, and then I can't even remember what else, like breathing.
Yeah,
You know?
something else. Like, yeah. It was just insane. Everything else.
Yeah. And then, of course, poor Lindsay's watching this being like...
With her dad, and her dad's like, oh my God, look at that guy. What is he doing?
What a moron.
Yeah. Okay, so they come up with a deal because she kind of figures out after that spring training that she sees on TV that he is absolutely obsessed. Like she has been to his apartment prior and has seen, like other than the Yankees toilet paper holder that he has, everything else is Red Sox. Even his pajamas.
I think she makes the joke like your house is like a gift shop.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think she then realizes after the spring training that yes, he is in fact a diehard Red Sox fan. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Not even diehard. Like this is absurd levels.
Yeah, like I would like to know if he was the number one fan, So they come up with a deal where she does her work thing. He gets to go to the games. She does get to go to a lot of the games too. I wonder how his friends felt about that though.
That's a good question.
Yeah. But she even buys all the books on Red Sox and talks about the curse of the Bambino and how 1918 was the last time that they won. And everyone at the game, Ben's summer family, kind of flips out on her a little bit, eh?
Yeah, they're just like, don't talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they have very drastic reactions
Yes,
to it.
and they dive into kind of some of the curses or the additions to the curse over the last, 90 some years or whatever. It was cool to hear some of that without knowing the curse and all the intricacies in it. So I liked that part. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, sports fans, I have a feeling you're going to get to this, but like people in sports are fanatical in terms of their superstitions.
Yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
Like I think we've talked about this before, but like with my mom, if we were watching a hockey game of the Ottawa Senators, of which is her team, if you left the room to go to the washroom or to go grab a bite to eat or to grab a glass of water or a beer, if they scored while you were gone, she'd be like, you can't come back. You can't come back until something else happens in the game. Like if somebody gets a penalty, somebody else scores, okay, now you're allowed back in. But like when you left, we were doing better. So we're better if you're in the kitchen. So now you're in the kitchen for a bit.
Oh my God, that's
so
wild.
It
but
is to the
true.
extreme.
It is true. Yeah, like it is a real thing.
Yeah.
Superstitions for sports especially, very real.
Yeah.
He does finally make it up to Lindsay. They go for dinner with her family and he orders a lobster at his first dinner meeting with him. Like, would you do that? Like, I feel like I wouldn't order a lobster. I mean, it's so involved. You have the bib, you have the utensils, you're cracking shells, you're picking stuff out of legs, and it is so involved and so messy. I would probably...
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Pick something that's a little bit less messy.
Yeah, I just like as a guy, you're thinking who's going to pick up the tab here, and if it's going to be her father, like that's the future, my future potential father-in-law.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at a reasonable price point. You know, I don't want him to think I'm an a-hole, and I'm like, oh, like he's paying, give me the filet mignon. You know, like,
I didn't even think about that, but that's so true. You want to be respectful and not go all out.
Yeah, I just want to be reasonable, at least on the first meeting.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have that moment where somebody behind them. So I think at this point we're starting to see that Ben, like Lindsay's trying to pull him a little bit reasonably away from the Red Sox. Hey, you can PVR this game. Come to dinner with my parents.
Yeah. Well, and I don't even think. I think it would be a normal expectation.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's asking anything that's out of scope. You know,
yes.
or that should be out of scope. I think it is for him.
But for him, it is still a leap.
But I think in his life he hasn't had anything else.
You're right.
You know, so I think it is a big deal for him, and he doesn't understand why. And I think Lindsay's quite patient about it.
Well, the way he felt about the Red Sox, she was hoping he was going to start feeling that way about her. He was going to get obsessed with her instead of the Red Sox.
Maybe not obsessed, but like,
but some of that obsession might move over.
Yeah.
But somebody behind him starts talking about the Red Sox game. Mm-hmm. And he, of course, has lobster fingers, so he can't, like, plug his own ears.
2 lobsters.
Yeah, 2 lobsters. So he's, like, you know, smashing his hand palms up against his ears, being like, ah, help me. And he's, like, trying to get her to cover his ears for him. Have you ever had that moment where somebody's talking about something in a public setting, and you're like, oh, my God, I can't hear what that is? Like the Game of Thrones finale or whatever.
So, yes, I actually think it might have been Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
And I think it was... Oh, I don't know. It was one of the Battle of the Bastards, I think.
Okay.
I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh.
And they were talking about the battle. And I think I had to leave the room so I wouldn't hear any spoilers because I really wanted to watch it because supposedly it was like cinematically like beautiful, which it totally was. Yeah, so I think a lot of the times that I've had to leave rooms or plug my ears has had to do with
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Wow, that's so specific.
Yeah,
I had a moment where I was the other person, and it was about Star Wars. It was the most recent Star Wars movie where we, spoiler alert, find out who Rey's parents are.
Right.
And I was at a bar, and somebody was chatting about it, and this person had a very booming voice. And the table near us...
Boomier than yours?
Boomier than mine, yeah. But also, I was trying to be more respectful because the guys at the other table were like, hey, we haven't watched it. And we were like, oh, like, we haven't watched it either. We're just theorizing. And they're like, honestly, just want to walk into that movie with a clear head. Like, people are wild about Star Wars, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I was like, hey, man, fair enough, totally. We can stop talking about it. It was like me, a guy and his girlfriend. His girlfriend wouldn't leave it alone. She's like, yeah, but like, what about this? Like half an hour later, she just brought it up again. And I could see the guy over there like shaking his head.
Oh my God.
And it was getting later on in the night where like everybody was a little bit more belligerent, maybe a little bit more lubricated. And I was like, am I actually going to get into a fist fight over Star Wars at a bar right now because of your girlfriend? Like, what the hell is happening, man? I was telling him, like you're not, I'm not fighting that guy. You're fighting that guy if it comes to that. Ben and Lindsay, the relationship gets a little rocky, specifically when she starts bringing her laptop to the Red Sox games.
Right.
It's a little bit of a point of contention.
Yes.
Ben's like, hey, like, how long do I need to deal with this? And Lindsay's like, listen, I went to 3 of these games this week. Like, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on work, and theoretically, I can catch up on work right here. We're just sitting here, so I'm gonna type away. Of course, moments later, a foul ball comes flying into the stands, and it smacks Lindsay right in the head. Now, the main point of contention isn't just that she got hit in the head. It's later on that evening when they're in bed.
Yeah.
Ben is like, oh my God, you're on TV, and they're watching the replay. It makes ESPN that this poor lady got hit in the head with a baseball.
Yeah.
It's Lindsay. And we see in the replay that Ben doesn't immediately go to Lindsay. Somebody gets the foul ball, and he's like celebrating with them, like, yeah, you got the ball. And then he realizes, oh my God, Lindsay, and he's like checking up on her.
She's out cold.
She's out cold. She got knocked the F out. You're laughing right now.
I am.
So what is the appropriate, if you're in a relationship and your significant other, some kind of physical pain befalls them? What's the appropriate, can I laugh at this? Is it socially acceptable to have a laugh here?
I would like to say that you should not be celebrating with a guy who caught the ball. You should immediately be going to your significant
Hold
other.
up, but you were laughing.
I was, because it was really funny,
Right.
and I felt really bad. But yes. And I do believe you have a story that you're probably going to bring up.
100%.
Yes, okay.
Sarah and I.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the infancy of the relationship, but maybe in the first couple years.
Yeah.
We're at this ski resort. And I was off with some of the guys, and we got to après ski, like having a little drink.
Mm-hmm.
And you were going to meet up with us. So I'm like a beer and a half in.
Yeah, and we still have I had my ski boots on.
Oh yeah,
still.
I snowboarded right down to the bar, and you skied down to the bar. So you had your ski boots on, and you walk into the bar. I'm like, hey, Sarah's here, and immediately Sarah like does a full like 180 flip right onto her back.
Yeah.
She just totally eats it.
Yeah.
Right in the front door of this bar.
And everyone turned.
Everyone
to
turned.
look.
And it was honestly really funny.
And no one asked if I was okay, including you. Can I just say that?
It was funny.
Yeah, in retrospect now, it was funny.
Can you admit it's funny?
It is funny because if the tables had turned and it was you, like if it had been you,
would you laugh at me?
I know
you
I hate
would
to
laugh
say this.
at me,
I hate to
Sarah.
say this, but initially I would probably be like, "Oh my God," and then I would
Yes,
run over.
exactly.
I don't think you ran over fast enough for me though.
No, I took a look. You were close enough that I was like, "Oh my God!"
And then you're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Get over here."
Because you were like, "I'm not." I was
like,
even
"I'm
so
not okay."
confused that I went to your brother. I'm like, "Hey, is she mad at us?" And he's like, "I think she's mad at you, bro." I'm like, "What?" I couldn't even fathom.
Like you didn't even know.
She just fell. Like it's funny.
Oh my God. It was because I was so embarrassed. It wasn't, well, actually the fall did hurt, but
you're spry. You got up quickly, so I'm like, oh, she's fine.
God.
It's great. Because you got up so quickly.
Yeah, I was trying to like.
If you jump back
I
to
was
your
like,
feet,
oh my
I'm going to
God.
assume you're okay.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Pro tip, don't laugh.
Well,
don't be a Jimmy Fallon or a Devin.
You know what though?
Go to the rescue.
Like in retrospect, like I said, I probably.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
It was
Would've
funny.
laughed.
Okay.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, then we get to the Paris situation.
Yes, okay, so the Paris, just really, really quick. Lindsay's work sends her to Paris, which is awesome for a few days. When she asks him to go, he says no because there's a game that he can't miss, which is absurd. Hello, get me on that flight to Paris.
Hey, they're 2 games out of first. Anaheim's coming to town. I'm kidding.
Oh,
That's
I was
absurd.
like, I was like,
you can't
what?
justify
Who
that. It's
cares?
Paris.
Yeah, and like all expenses paid, I'm sure.
Also, you've seen, like, it's getting to the end of the season. Like, you've already seen like 70 games in person.
One game is not going to make a difference.
You can skip one.
She then says to him, I'm late.
Wait a second, I was just thinking about it, that's all.
A tip, Ben. When your girlfriend says, let's go to Paris for the weekend, you go.
All right, I'll go.
You'll go? You know what? Actually, I have a better idea. I think I'll take him.
Hey, just slow down a second, okay?
Just go and enjoy your ball game.
This is the second day in a row you snapped at me.
I'm late.
Fine, go.
No, Ben. I'm late.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. She could be pregnant. Then he changes his mind. Like, saying that changes his mind. Did it jog his recollection that, oh, yeah, I'm dating somebody. There might be something more important than the baseball games?
Well, he lived 23 years of his life where the only important thing was the baseball game. And I think, listen, it's absurd, but maybe it was taking him some time to kind of, the gears were turning of, maybe there's something else that should be more important in my life.
Maybe. I mean, he does go and, buy a cute onesie. He changed his mind, says that he'd go. And then, of course, Lindsay's like, no, like, I'm not going to, like, she says, no, it's fine. Like, no problem. You don't have to come. Dude, no, you go. Mm-hmm. Like, you go in that
always
instance.
Go to Paris.
Yeah. Okay, so then again, Lindsay tries to get him to go to an event.
Well, this is the big one. So
this is the big one.
There's the Gatsby themed, I don't know if it's a engagement party or if
it's a birthday party, a 30th birthday party for Lindsay's friend Robin. And at first he says he can't because, again, there's another Red Sox game that night. But then he changes his mind after he realized that he needs to show that he cares more and that he loves her. So he goes. It is a kick-ass Great Gatsby party. That is amazing. First off, their apartment itself is just amazing. And it was just so cool. They have an amazing time and they're leaving, and the valet is getting their car, and he hears on the radio that the Red Sox are losing. They get home. He says he had the best night ever. And then his friend Todd calls to say that the Red Sox end up coming back, winning the game. They came back in the ninth inning to win 8-7 against the Yankees, and that he missed the best game ever.
Yeah, it's my best scene, so I won't. I've got a little bit more to talk about with it.
Okay, then I will end there.
But it's kind of a quintessential moment of Lindsay is kind of pulling him away. Hey, like in an appropriate way. This was a point of, now Ben missed like one of the greatest games ever, and whose fault is it? It's Lindsay's. Because she wants me to do things that are not baseball and not Boston Red Sox related. So that becomes now the relationship is breaking a little bit.
Yeah, you can definitely see there's some major tension there. Okay, so they end up getting to a really big fight about it. He says, he missed the best game ever. How could she do that to him? That kind of thing, and made him go to the party and whatever. And so they end up breaking up. Time goes by. He continues to go to the games. She works her butt off. He then realizes he made a huge mistake, goes to see Lindsay, but it's too late.
It's too late. She's moved on.
She says that he only came to her now because the Red Sox were probably not going to make it to the playoffs. They were losing, and he was going to become Winter Ben again. And she loved Winter Ben, but Summer Ben broke her heart.
Yeah, so they break up.
If I'm with a guy for 11 months, and I think I might be having his child, I'm going to ask myself, is this the guy? And if it is, what's this going to be like? If we're to be Mr. and Mrs. Ben and Lindsay, how's this going to work? It's like Robin's birthday party. The minute I got the invitation, I had to run to the refrigerator and check the Red Sox schedule. And the Yankees are playing, so I know I'm going Stag. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. But how far does it go? Grandma don't die because the Red Sox are going out on the road, so please wait until they come back to die. And doctor, induce labor because the Oakland A's are coming in tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, they already broke up.
But
then they break up. They break up. Yeah. They break up again. And so then, yeah, like she gets the promotion that she's been working basically all movie for. And he realizes, even after Lindsay shuts him down again, that he needs to show her that he has, in fact, not moved on from the Red Sox, but that he's okay with letting the Red Sox go because he loves her.
I think it is like a stage of life thing where, like, this is still his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And even though sports is a grown man thing, like, he is still kind of in that mode.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, where he's got to move on, and now he is in the process of moving on, and that manifests in him trying to sell the tickets to her friend's boyfriend.
Robin's husband.
That's right, Robin's husband. Yeah. So in the same moment that Lindsay finds out she's getting the promotion, she's about to walk away from the table, and Robin is like, oh my God, guys, like, so-and-so's going to buy Ben's tickets. And she's like, hold on, like, my Ben?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, he's selling them for $125,000.
My God.
And Lindsay has this moment of like, oh, if he's actually going to do that, that means he's serious. Like, he's moving on.
Yeah, regardless of whether she's there or not.
Exactly. He is committing to the relationship, even though she already called it quits.
Yeah. Her getting to Fenway Park and then what she does running across the field, that is my best scene, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But they end up together.
Yeah, suffice to say there's a grand romantic gesture.
Yes.
And they get back together.
Yes, and they actually go on to win the World Series that year.
Which, I've got a question. Maybe it's coming up in your quick facts in
Possibly.
moments.
I don't know.
When they were shooting the movie, did they know that the Red Sox were going to win that year? No.
No,
so
they
this
didn't.
was just an amazing happenstance.
Yes. I mean, I say that. I'm not the expert, but that is, yes, what I've read.
But while they were filming, it was during the Red Sox regular season.
Yes, they didn't know that they were going to go on to win that specific year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to wrap this up.
Yes,
like, you couldn't write it better.
No. I agree. So, like, the end credits, well, okay, it is in my quick facts, but
the final scene when the Red Sox actually win and they're on the field?
Yes, that is, like, actual footage of them at the game with them winning and, like, the whole parade.
Right, because
like,
I remember
they were
hearing
there.
that,
Yeah.
like, the fans rushed the field, obviously, and then, like, in the corner is Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore just trying to shoot a scene.
Yeah,
like, with all this happening or whatever, right? That's how it went down?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, I mean, what a beautiful way to wrap this movie up.
Yes, I have one more thing before we get into quick facts, though.
Yeah.
I want to go through 5 of the strangest sporting superstitions in sports history. So there were many more that I took a look at, but these were some that I think were wild, but also that that a lot of people knew.
Can I make a prediction?
Okay, sure.
Because baseball players are weird.
They're not all baseball.
No, but I'm making predictions.
Sure.
So there's going to be some baseball players for sure because they're weird. Hockey goalies are also extremely strange people.
Yeah.
No offense to hockey goalies, but statistically, you're probably weird.
Yeah, there is a goalie on here.
Oh, hey, here we go.
Goalie Patrick Roy had full-fledged conversations with his goalposts.
Yeah, there's a few. You can actually like YouTube footage of NHL goalies talking to their goalposts. They do it more than once. He's not the only one.
I think he has said that. They're his friends.
Yeah.
So that's good times.
So it's a good relationship.
Yeah. Bears All-Pro linebacker Brian Urlacher eats 2 chocolate chip cookies before every game. Pro tennis player Serena Williams will not change her socks once during a tournament.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
Red Sox player Nomar Garciaparra played with his batting gloves fixing the Velcro and tapped his shoe before every pitch. He would also kiss his bat and would climb the stairs of the dugout 1 foot at a time before getting to the on-deck circle where he would again repeat his at-bat routine over and over again.
Oh my God.
He also never changed the shirt he would take batting practice in.
That's interesting. A lot of hockey players also have the same jock strap from when they're like...
That's disgusting.
Yeah, which is disgusting.
That is so gross. Also, I guess they didn't grow.
Ooh. The cup size just gets a little bigger, hopefully.
Oh, I don't know anything about it, so that was just like me trying to make a joke.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like size of...
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, okay, we are making that joke.
I just didn't know that you could change the cup sizes out.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't wear a jock strap, so...
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I purchase a new jock strap like a normal adult. I'm like, oh, this one's... let's just get a new one.
New York Mets player Turk Wendell brushed his teeth in the dugout and chewed licorice while he pitched.
Ugh, licorice.
I like licorice.
Disgusting.
First baseman Jason Giambi puts on a gold thong whenever he is struggling.
Wait, isn't that in a movie? That's a plot point. I'm pretty sure that's a plot point in Bull Durham. When he's struggling pitching, the girl he's with convinces him to wear like a red thong because it I don't know, it does something, and it actually works. So it's this really funny thing where like he leans over to kind of like see what the back catcher is calling him, and the guys in the outfield can see like this
his thong,
a whale tail, basically.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
it's awesome.
The opening day sequence was filmed on September 4th, 2004, with Stephen King throwing out the first pitch.
Yes.
The Red Sox lost that game, ending a 10-game winning streak, and Stephen King was to blame in the Boston Globe.
Oh, poor Stephen King.
I know. They filmed in Toronto, Canada, and while filming there, Drew Barrymore was asked to throw the first pitch of the game. She was embarrassed because the ball barely made it to the plate. The actor who was supposed to be the scalper, Steve Sweeney, had pneumonia, so Peter Fatterny went to Ken Rogerson, who was an extra at the time, and told him, your part just got bigger. Jessamy Finnett, who played Teresa, is a huge Red Sox fan and appeared in the Still We Believe, the Boston Red Sox, a documentary that came out in 2004 about the 2003 devastating season. Jimmy Fallon saw the documentary and convinced producers to cast her for the role.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void were prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
After the film was released, the Red Sox went on to win the World Series 3 times in 2007 against the Colorado Rockies, 2013 against the Cardinals, and in 2018 against the LA Dodgers. Jimmy Fallon is a New York Yankees fan, as he was born and raised in the state of New York, but was awarded an honorary membership by Red Sox Nation following the movie's release.
That's big, because
That's
those two
huge.
fan bases are not friendly.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, definitely.
He's
you
also-
can kind of tell in the movie, too. Like, they definitely pin them against each other, put them against
all
each
the
other.
time.
Yeah.
He's actually, when he was on SNL, there were a few stories of him, like, going out drinking with, or, like, partying with some Yankees players. So,
Oh,
like,
really?
he is a Yankees fan, yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's really cool. In the movie, Drew Barrymore wears a Red Sox warm-up jacket. It became very popular among female Red Sox fans and was sold out in stores all across New England.
What? Because he makes a point of giving her that jacket. Is it because it was in the movie or just because it was desirable?
Oh, because it was in the movie. And which I have to say, I want that jacket.
Oh, is that
so
a
I
trendy-looking
completely
jacket?
agree. Absolutely. Yeah, like a baseball, like warm-up jacket. That's super cute. I would wear it. I don't know. Throw some jeans on with that jacket. Super cute. Ben has a gigantic replica of Fenway Park's left field wall, which is also known as the Green Monster, on the wall of his apartment. In real life, the wall includes a hand-operated scoreboard. The particular game immortalized on Ben's mural is that of Game 3 of the 1999 American League Championship Series, won by the Red Sox over the New York Yankees 13-1. Before Boston's conquest of New York in 2004, seen at the end of the movie, the 99 game was one of the most memorable Boston wins in recent history. When Lindsay gets hit in the head with the foul ball at one of the games, it immediately shows Ben waving to the camera. The wave is not included in this scene in the movie when you see him on TV. Instead, he's shown high-fiving the man sitting to the left of Lindsay.
Because that guy gets the foul ball, right?
Yes.
So he's celebrating with him.
Yes.
And then he realizes, oh my God.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore got hit in the face with a baseball.
Yeah. The film mentions the long-standing story that former Red Sox owner and Broadway producer Harry Frazee traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees to finance the musical No No Nanette. There is some truth to it, but the deal was much more complex. Babe Ruth was traded for $100,000, and No No Nanette was originally a non-musical stage play named My Lady Friends. Without the Babe Ruth trade, No No Nanette, the musical, would not have been on Broadway. This movie is loosely based on the author Nick Hornby's autobiographical account of his fanatical obsession with soccer, football in the UK, while growing up. There is a movie titled the same, Fever Pitch, from 1997, with Colin Firth starring. Ben and Lindsay only go to one Red Sox game outside of Boston, and that is in Toronto, Canada. This isn't seen in the movie, but it is a deleted scene. Lindsay and Ben have lunch at a restaurant called Fabrizio. Drew Barrymore was engaged to Fabrizio Moretti, drummer in the band The Strokes, at the time.
Wow.
There is an extended Red Sox edition of the film featuring scenes not featured in the original. All the events in the movie except the Red Sox winning against the Yankees 8-7 are real. On September 16th, 2004, another game was filmed for the movie against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, which Boston won 11-4. The shooting of these scenes consisted of Drew Barrymore running across the field towards the Red Sox dugout. It was filmed after the game, and about half the crowd stayed to be extras.
So what, did they just tell the crowd, hey, we're going to shoot a movie now, so if you want to stick around, feel free?
I would like to think so. I don't know.
That's probably
but
what happened.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
then,
why not go on the loudspeaker and
just
say
hanging
it?
out like, I wonder what's going to happen. And then Drew Barrymore falls into the stadium like, oh my God.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have been there.
If I'm at a game and they're like, hey, if anybody wants to stick around and be in a movie,
yeah,
just hang out, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'm gonna hang out. I got an hour, commute getting out of this place. Traffic's going to be horrible. I might as well sit here.
Hey, yeah, why not?
Cheer Drew Barrymore on,
The title of this film in Australia was The Perfect Catch. The film premiered at Fenway Park and a screen was set up in center field. They still replay the movie on movie night at the ballpark. The 2004 Red Sox beating the Yankees in the ALCS and then sweeping the Cardinals in the World Series marked the first time a team had won 8 consecutive games in a single postseason. The end credits show footage of the Red Sox victory parade. It is known as the Rolling Rally and happened on October 30th, 2004 and attracted 3 million people. Best scene.
Yeah, so we talked about this before. My best scene is Lindsay and Ben. So they skip a Red Sox versus Yankees game because Ben is trying to let go of his Red Sox obsession a little bit.
He cares.
Yeah. And when they get home, he discovers that the Red Sox had one of the biggest comeback victories in the history of the team.
The best game ever.
Yeah, they scored like 8 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win the game, and he missed everything. And I really like this scene. I mean, it kind of causes the relationship to break up, but it's the absurdity of the celebrations afterward because you get, like, he turns on the TV to see what's happening, and the announcers are like, I just saw police officers cheersing underage kids with a beer, a nun was dancing on a police car, and the longest conga line in the world is currently happening behind me.
If you're not down here.
If you're not down here, you're missing a historic moment in Red Sox history, and it's just... It was a little bit crazy, but at the same time, like when sporting events like that happen, it is a little bit crazy. Like I think about when the Toronto Raptors won the NBA Finals a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was, they've never won. I mean, obviously their franchise isn't as old as the Red Sox, but I remember this guy went viral because like he just somehow showed up in news broadcasts from downtown Toronto. He had grabbed a gigantic plant from somewhere. He stole it from somewhere, and it was like plant guys in Toronto. He was just walking around and like trying to gift the plant to Kawhi Leonard, who's like a player on the Raptors. He's like, if somebody knows where Kawhi lives, I want to bring him this plant. And it was bedlam in Toronto during that time. And like anytime a city can kind of be overcome with this ridiculousness, it's always fun. Like I was in Ottawa when they were in the NHL Finals, and it was pretty crazy at times.
Oh yeah. Okay. So like for me, when I remember like a crazy sports event. I think I love the Olympics. I love watching the Olympics.
Which is like the nerdiest thing you can like.
I know.
There's one thing like I like the Olympics. Like, oh, do you also like chess?
I'm very proud of our athletes. Anyway, I will never forget in 2010 when the Olympics were in Vancouver, John Montgomery walked down the street after winning the gold medal in skeleton
or something, yeah.
And
which like you need to be a strange human to be a skeleton.
No, you need to be an adrenaline junkie like skeleton. Going head first down like a luge line. You're insane. Yeah. And he won gold, and somebody had handed him while he was walking down the street a pitcher of beer, and he just started drinking it.
The entire pitcher, which like is the most Canadian thing to happen.
Absolutely.
Like, attaboy, here we go.
Yeah, and in that moment I was like, oh my God, this is so Canadian, but this is awesome. Like,
yeah.
He was so pumped.
It was just chill that he was like walking down the street in Whistler, which is like this resort town kind of thing. And, like, people were very calmly, like, cheering around him. Like, nobody's grabbing him. They're like, yeah, hey, you're the guy. You know, it was really nice.
Okay, so my best scene was when Drew Barrymore is running across the field because it is ridiculous. I also thought it was just hilarious because she's like ducking and sidestepping all of these like players. She uses the player as like a shield. She's running away from the security guards and the cops, and there's no way she would have made it.
She wouldn't have gotten that far.
She wouldn't have gotten that far. She
Somebody
wouldn't have gotten
tackled her.
Yeah.
Some 300-pound security guard would have put her face into the turf, and she'd have a broken nose,
Yeah.
and it would not be attractive at all.
And then she makes it to Jimmy Fallon. Like she makes it to Ben, and then they start talking, and she goes, "Officer, can I just have a minute?" No, you just interrupted a playoff game. There is no way.
No way you guys can have a conversation right now.
You'd be able to, and then kiss, and then everybody cheer.
Hey!
Like what?
You know what's interesting about that is that they don't even. You know how the broadcasters are like, "Hold on, there's a lady on the field."
yeah.
They don't even do that anymore.
What
Because
do
they
you
don't
mean?
want to encourage more people to do it. So if you're watching a broadcast
interesting.
and somebody runs on the field, they'll just like randomly start showing the crowd.
Oh,
They're like,
wow.
and he's having a great game today. And they just randomly start trailing off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The leagues don't want more people doing it, so
Right,
they tell the
fair enough.
broadcasters, don't make comment of it.
Honorable mentions.
My honorable mention is Ben's friend group. His friends are hilarious. They bring a lot of comedy to the
Yes.
movie. But so he has these guys who are as psyched about the Red Sox as he is. There's even an anesthesiologist who's part of the friend group, and he shows up the day they're drafting games, and they're like, "Don't you have like aren't you supposed to be like in surgery right now?" And he's like, "Oh, I got another guy to do it. It's fine." Like he's literally leaving a surgery so that he can bid on which playoff games to go to.
Yeah.
I thought it maybe tempered a little bit of Ben's insanity of like, yeah, he is crazy about the Red Sox. He's not the only human like this, though. This is a thing, kind of.
Okay, so my honorable mention is Sponge Guy.
Yes, Sponge
is
Guy.
the guy who I don't know how is still alive from when Ben is 7.
Yeah, so when Ben's 7...
Because he was still old then.
He's the first guy that Ben meets at Fenway Park.
Yeah. And he gives him a sponge because he owns a sponge company. And
he gives everybody sponges.
He gives everybody sponges, which, I mean, I love this guy because I would get free sponges from him. But yeah, he's my honorable mention because he's great and he gives free sponges. And I don't know how he's still alive.
That's it.
That's it.
He's not even that old either.
No, yeah.
He makes a joke. He's like, "I'm on dialysis now."
Yeah, I guess
so I think
that's...
they're trying to imply that he's getting older. They just didn't want to put in the budget to like make him look older. So like, let's just spray your hair a little grayer.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. What should have been?
I don't have any what should have beens for this.
My only what should have been is that so now that we're clear on, the time frame of their filming, the Red Sox actually winning, I think should have been more of the plot. It's kind of clear that they were going through this movie just like shooting a movie about the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And then the Red Sox happen to win, and they're like, "Oh my!" Like the Red Sox actually winning. The last 15 seconds of the movie, it's kind of a montage. Like, and then they won, and then they won again, and then they won the World Series, and it was great, and Ben and Lindsay had a great time, and that's it. And they kind of just like, it's kind of thrown in at the end. I think it's obviously they didn't know that was going to happen, but seeing as that's the biggest moment in Red Sox history, it would have been nice if they could have been like, okay, you know what? Let's go back and let's reshoot a bunch of stuff.
Rewatchability. My rewatchability, I have chemistry, 3.5, storyline, 4, thirst factor, 3, imagination, 4, soundtrack, 2, cheese, 2, bird total score out of 5, 3.1.
Wow, we are going to have differing rewatchabilities here.
Oh, okay. Wait, is yours higher? Because, I feel like mine, if yours is higher than mine, I like baseball.
Mine is higher.
What?
I
Okay.
don't like baseball.
Should I redo mine?
But I think the chemistry is a 3.
Okay.
I think the storyline's a 5. The Red Sox ended an 86-year curse during this movie while it was filming.
That is pretty cool.
The thirst factor is a 3. The imagination is a 2 because it's a remake. Soundtrack, 4. How can you score it anything lower when Sweet Caroline is played?
Oh, that's true.
And
Okay, wait,
everybody
no.
sings along.
You're right. I
Hey,
need
no,
to.
no.
No.
You
I
already
need
locked
to.
it in.
No,
You
no,
already
no.
locked it in.
No. I can't. One moment.
And
One
the
moment.
cheese is a 4. A grand total score of 3.5 out of 5 for Devin.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm changing mine right now because
Now
I
she's
did have to
changing
change
her
it.
scores.
So my soundtrack is up to a 4.
You're letting me convince you otherwise.
No, I'm not, because Sweet Caroline, when that song comes on, I have a friend named Caroline, and every time it comes on anywhere, I film myself singing it, which she probably doesn't like, but I send it to her.
probably hates it.
I don't know if she hates it, but mine is a 3.4.
And this has been the Rom-Com Rewind of Fever Pitch. As we said, it's listener request month, so next week we're going to be doing 10 Things I Hate About You.
Woohoo, I love that movie.
If you want to reach out to us, at Romcom Rewind on Instagram, as well TikTok. You can follow us on Spotify. If that's where you're listening, please do that. Apple Podcasts, subscribe so you're updated on new episodes.
Thanks for listening.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.